Leaving Takao, we headed for the border for our stay in Belize.
Now, even though we were travelling in December, which is not the rainy season, there had been 12 straight days of rain here. The road was a mess, and getting worse by the minute.
Oh, look at that guy.
Lewis, our driver, was showing a lot of skill getting us through. And when he finally made it, the whole bus cheered like crazy. Good one, Lewis. Our first day in Belize, we visited a farm where 12 years ago this man discovered a cave filled with Mayan artifacts.
And this animal ran straight back into a tiny little hole at the time where you couldn't see any of this arch of limestone you see at the moment. Back then all of this was more like a slope all the way down to where you guys are. Except over here, there was a tiny bit of a break-in that looks more like a natural washing of rains into the ground. It all really started by curiosity. I approached the side here and started clear cutting some of the brushes, removing some of the rocks. As a result of that, guys, I noticed the dogs would squeeze in and literally disappear.
That's it.
Going in. I just gotta wait in the queue.
After the archaeologist had examined the cave, he was allowed to conduct small tours for people like us.
It was pretty special to be shown this undisturbed site by the man who first found it, and the whole experience was really exciting.
What we have here, it's a ring of stones representing an altar. The stela on the center part, and the piece of an incense burner beside it. Next, we're looking at a tarantula.
On the way back down from the cave, we found a real tarantula. It was fantastic.
Get him.
And a little unnerving for Dad behind the camera.
We're gonna make it go up to cameraman, okay?
Our next stop in Belize was to be the island resort of Cairan. But on the way, we made a pit stop at the Belize National Zoo. At first we thought, yawn, a zoo. That actually, we saw some animals here that were really interesting. It was well worth it.
Ah, Cairan, an island paradise. Not much to do here except relax and have fun meeting the locals.
Hello guys, welcome to Jolly Roger's Grill. My name is Roger, and when you come to Cairan, come to my restaurant and you'll have some excellent food. Sir, show us the food please.
What are you cooking tonight?
This right here is the great lobster tails, like this here. And let me show you, let me zoom in to you what you can see there. Nice fresh lobster tails right there. I get two of these with mashed potatoes and garlic bread, and a free drink plus homemade strawberry cheesecake for 25 Belize. You guys will love it.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night, sir. You guys will love it, and when you come to Cairan, come and see me. Big and sexy guy on the beach.
This place is famous for snorkeling, and that's just what we did.
It was really fun, although I had to be brave to snorkel at Shark Ray Alley. It was bad enough losing Sivuan. Imagine if anything happened to me! After a peaceful few days in Cairan, we headed for Bacala, which was supposed to be very beautiful. Unfortunately, our bus died on the way. Ironically, that thumbs up earlier was to be the last from Lewis, our hero bus driver. Things could have been worse. We did break down outside a pool hall and bar. Oh, they are worse. It was closed. About 3 hours later, we were off again, this time in a little less style and having said goodbye to Lewis for the rest of the trip.
That night we stayed in Mexico for the first time at Bacala, but because of the bus problem, we got there late and left early the next morning, heading towards Cancun. On the way we stopped at Tulum ruin site. It wasn't a big place, but what a location.
This was the only site that we encountered lots of American tourists, most of whom had travelled down from Cancun. Even though there was a huge number of tour buses in the car park, the site was largely empty of people. They were all down the beach having a swim. I wonder if that was a problem for the Mayan rulers too. Where are all the workers? Oh, having a swim.
This area was believed to support a thriving community during the Mayan post-classic times, that is, between 1200 and 1500 AD. In fact, it is one of the last cities to be abandoned in Mexico, about 75 years after the Spanish first conquered the area. It isn't hard to see why. There would be worse places to live than here.
Off to Cancun we go, right into the heart of American hotel chains, and the least Central American feel of the whole trip. We didn't really enjoy it much here, mainly because we said goodbye to many of our new friends, and the tourist town atmosphere here. And Dad will tell you the location of the worst shower on the entire trip. He even filmed it was so bad. This was the end of the first section of our tour, and if you have enjoyed the story so far, check out part 2, where we travel from Cancun to Mexico City. Adios amigos!